Hey there, how's it going? Welcome to Looplearnings. This is the next video in the series. We are making POS management system. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. In any case, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure that you do hit the bell icon so you get notification whenever I upload a new video. Now, normally I say this after I tell what exactly this video is about, but for somehow in this video, the sequence is changed for some reason. But anyway, we'll continue. So in this video, we will make user interface. Actually, we will continue and refine further. In the last video, what I did is I created this functionality of fetching the respective data and also double clicking on each record to open a specific record for any modification in the record that we wish to do. So that I did in the last video. Now in this video I want to continue and I want to write a code that will open the create open any form for creating record, because right now if I'll open, right now it is categories and the button says create category. If I click, but it opens the POS form, so which is not right. We will go ahead and write the code, and it's going to be very easy, not difficult at all. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'll go to create button, category, sorry, the dot, and right here I'm going to say if condition. Okay, right now it's by default it is opening POS form, so it doesn't matter which button you will click, which record is being populated. Anytime we click on create, it opens the POS record. So what I would like to do is I would like to actually change that, and we will do it with the if condition. So say if me dot lbl now is showing dot caption equal orders, then okay, then open this. Okay, and then we'll say else if me dot lb, come on, my keyboard is me dot lb not showing dot caption equal, what's the next one? Then, oh dear, my laptop's keyboard is customers. Okay, so if it is customers, then what should be opened? Do cmd dot open form, and we'll open customers f. Right, so let's go back, customers f. All right, so then the next one will say if it is products, then we'll open the products f form. Not going into design view, we'll go in rename and we'll paste right here. I'll copy that, paste, and the next one is categories. Okay, categories. If that's the case, then open the categories f. That's the form. There you go. What is the next one? Users. So copy and paste users, and the form name also is users f. There you go. Okay, now if we will add more buttons here, obviously we will have another set of code, line of code, which will help us to open the respective form in the create mode. All right, but as of now we'll close the if condition, debug it. Nothing is, no error. Let's test it out. So if I'll click orders, okay, and I click on create order, and we are getting the POS form. How about the customers? I click on create customer and nothing is happening. Why? Let's open the products, and the products form is opening. Categories, category form is opening. Users, user form is opening, and I'm sure I've done spelling mistakes somewhere. So it says customers. All right, so let's go ahead and check. And customers. Okay, I knew it. All right, now if we'll open, it should actually open create customer. There you go. Okay, great. What next? Well, remember in here we want to have the month and year in this Dropbox. Now there are many ways we can get it. We can create an array, we can create a table which will help us to store that information. So for example, right now there is no table, such table that exist. Okay, or you can actually use the sales data, and you can use that sales data for populating the month and year in this Dropbox. Now, this is what I do. So, if a sales order is created for the month of October, you will only see only October month here. You will not see any other month. So, this may cause some confusion to the user. The user might think that there's some glitch in the system, but it is by design like that. So, that's what I do is I create a table, and I basically have the months in the table itself. So let's say we create a table, go to design view, and we will call it months T. Okay, and I'll say month ID and month name. Auto number, no, we want in the number field. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's say first month is obviously January. All right, so we have got the months table. Now we can hook this up with this drop down. So let's come here and we'll say data and row source dot dot dot. And where is months T? Okay, month ID, month name, exclamation mark. So we can run the query. Perfect. So now we can have, because it has two columns, so we'll say column count 2, column width 0, and 1. Right here for the year, actually we can use the sales table, and we can fetch the year from the sale table. I think that should be okay. So let's go to data tab, and we'll go to row source dot dot dot, and we'll get the sales T, and right here we'll say uh, FY, come on, FY, and it will be year. And from where we are fetching the year, we are fetching the year from sales T, exclamation mark, sale date. All right, let's see if it works, and definitely it is. But we don't want repeatedly, because there might be 1,000 records or 100,000 records for the 2025. So we don't want to see 100,000 times 2025 in the drop down. We want to see only once. So what we can do is we can go to design view, and we can go to this main query designer, and we can say show us only the unique records. All right, no, it's not working with the records. Unique values. Sorry about that. So now you can see only once. So now if 2026 will come and somebody will create record for 2026, 2026 will also appear along with 2025 in this list. So this is another way you can actually handle this rather than creating a new table altogether. Right here I have created for the month, and I think that should be okay. But for year, we can do something like that. So now if we'll go to form view, and if I'll say manage orders, sorry, we are not just filtering it, we will filter soon. And now here you can see the months, and you can see the year. Now what is the purpose why we have built this? I'm sure you now know that we have built this because the records that are date specific, month specific, or year specifics, we can actually filter those records. In fact, we can have a default month. For example, now it is November, we can have a default month and year selected by default. So whenever this form opens, we have that the month and year selected, and based on that, some of the data here on to the list box is also selected. So we can actually build that feature as well. So how do we do that? We go to design view, and we come here. First of all, I'm going to make this months combo box a little bit wider. Okay, and maybe we can change the font, because I think right now it's Aptos. I'll say it's Calibri. All right. So now what we can do is we can actually go to the on load event dot 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 code builder, and right here we can come and say we can write two lines of code, and we'll say me dot cbo month equal, and we are going to choose by default it should be the current month. Whatever is current month, by default it should select the current month. Okay, so we'll say month sorry, month, and now. All right. And then me dot cbo year equal year, and then now. I know this should be like this for, okay, so let's check it out if this works. So if the code is correct, when the form is loaded, we will see November here and 2025 right here. Okay, so if we'll go to the main, double click, and you can see November 2025. So when you will open this form in December, it will be changed to December 2025, and January 2026. You got the idea, right? So this is how we are going to filter by default. Now, right now, if I open manage orders, it actually filters everything, right? It doesn't consider the month and the year. Now, if you'll see, there is no record for the month of November. All the records are created either in September or October. So we can have this after update event as well, and through which we can actually filter this. So we have to modify this code a little bit. So we'll go to design view, and we'll come here. And if we will go here, dot, 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 and right here we are actually having no what do you call, we do not have any filter condition at all. So it's basically fetching all the records and showing and populating. So we can build that here. We can say select everything from sales query where, so where clause where, um, now we will go to sales query and we'll see if the month and year is there, and absolutely it is there. So we can say where m, which is month, equal double quote ampersand, and we'll say me dot cbo month dot column 0, because column 0 has the month id. And we can have another where clause, and the year, what's the name, oh no, it's fy. You see, that's why you have to be a bit careful. Fy equal to double quote ampersand, and then you can say me dot cbo year dot column 0. All right. So now it should work. Well, it is only a partial code. So that's why if we will go here, let me come here. And if I'll say manage orders, nothing, right? And that's because there's no order created in November. But if I change the month to October, and then I click on manage orders, you can see October's orders are visible. And if I change to September and then I click on manage orders, we can see September order appears there as well. Now, technically speaking, actually, we want the similar functionality when we will change this record, right? For example, we change the month right here, and the moment we change it, it automatically filters the record. We don't have to actually click on manage orders button. So how do we do that? Let's go to design view. And what I'm going to do is basically, if we will look at it, only the orders at the moment, what we have, and I think later on purchase will also appear, because we have to still make purchase form. So at the moment, only orders is the one that we have to actually look after when it comes to filtration. So what I can do is basically I can create a separate function. Okay. So let's say we can use that function literally wherever we want to. And we can say private function, and we can give the name by filter by months, something like that. Okay. And what we are filtering, we can actually give the name filter orders. Yeah, orders by month. Okay. So now we can actually go ahead and copy and paste this code rather than there you go, this one. Okay. So if we will have if condition built in, definitely. There you go. I'll come all the way here and we'll say if me dot lbl now showing dot, oops, if me dot lbl now showing dot caption equal, and we'll say filter orders, oh sorry, why I'm repeating the same. If it is orders, then okay, if me dot then, and if, then the row source of list box should be this. Okay. So now we are going to use this function filter order by month. We'll copy that, And whenever we change the record here or month here, we'll have after update event, after update here, right here, dot 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 code builder, and we can build this. We can say call this. Okay, there you go. That's it. You don't have to do anything else. This is the beauty of creating functions. After update event for the year as well, we can do that also. There you go. Now let's check it out. Okay, this is the moment. We'll click on main. Let's say orders, and right now there's no order for the month November. And if we will choose October, and if our code is correct, if that function is working, this should filter the orders for the October. And there you go. And now you can change to September, and you can come back to November. You see, beautiful, right? So this is the benefit of VBA and using VBA to filter the records or do the magic basically. So I think this is enough for today's video. I think in the next video we will actually I've done whatever I wanted to do at the moment with this user interface. Now in the next video we will create mechanism for purchase. So right now we don't have purchase order created. We'll create a purchase order and we will populate the records right here in a similar fashion. Then I think we will have a bit of we can say that from the user interface perspective, as a basic application it is kind of ready, and then we'll move towards the reports as well. So I have lots with this application, with this video series. So I hope that you are enjoying, I hope that you're learning at the same time. If you liked whatever you have seen, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and also make sure that you join the channel if you really want this application or this file to have it after I'm done with the videos. If you want to have this file, you have to be member, and then only you can get this file. So join the channel, support me and support the channel as well. I thank you so much for watching. If you're still watching, I really appreciate that. And now bye, and I will see you in the next one.